Let's warm up. Calisthenics. Want to get a couple more sets in, then we'll go ahead and begin our work. If you're in here, make sure we hit that like button. Let's get started. Let's go again. Let's go another set. Yeah, so the objective, honestly, this is just a great way for me to pre-fatigue, get some blood flow in there. I almost want to train tired, train pumped, so it really makes me focused on the form as opposed to me just trying to lug around some weight. So this is why I tend to do so many sets even before I even get into the actual working sets and we start hitting the weights. It's almost like a little challenge to try to pre-fatigue myself. So that's the concept behind it. And the pump does feel good. Morning. Oh. Oh. All right, let's move on. All right, guys, so, I mean, it's going to be, you know how we do with the workouts, nothing that we haven't seen before, but the meaningful part about it is making sure we're showing up every time, and that's the message I want to convey when we get it in. What's up, champion? How you doing? Yeah, everything great. So guys, this is the reason why I say to you, and I show, just put in the work. What's up, brother? It's not so much what I'm doing on these actual workouts, like what's the rep count, what's the rep range. That's important too, and we can get into that. But I want you to take away the concept of this needs to be done consistently, if you want to make any sort of progress. You got to be obsessed with it. You have to be obsessed with this. You have to be obsessed with this. So what am I thinking? Let's go 2 plates. Let's go right into 2 plates. And then I want to do some drop sets with them. We could probably also go into, of course I'm gonna say we could superset into our pull-ups but I think I want to do some drop sets today. We haven't done drop sets in a while. So I think let's do some drop sets. It's been a minute since we did that. So yeah, let's go two plates. We'll drop it down to 1, and then we'll go from there. Of course, we'll keep the volume high as always. You know how that goes. Volume's gonna be high as always. And let's get crazy, guys. Come on, that's what we do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it. We just getting started. What's going on? How you?
I'm good. You doing all
brother, come on now. Come on, brother. I can't, I mean, bro, we're blessed, brother.
Absolutely.
We're blessed that we can do this, bro.
That's
It's Tuesday, 10 a.m., we're getting a workout.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we're blessed, brother.
Like, we could figure it out.
Yeah.
We could figure something
Figure
out.
it out, whatever it is.
You know, come on. I'm good, bro.
That's good.
I'm good,
Good
man.
to see you.
Likewise, brother. I'll be here for a little bit. Yeah. All right, champ. All right, guys, let's do the set over. Obviously, that messed me up. So let's do it again the proper way. See, this is why I got to switch up the locations, because these conversations and people start talking, starts to happen. It's no problem. You know, it's coming from a place of love, but see, this is why I got to get away. All right, let's get back into it. That set does not count. Let's go into it for real. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. You know, just classic old school drop sets, nothing special. I had jiu-jitsu last night. I hadn't even put out the video from last night, but we locked in with jiu-jitsu last night. Monday nights I usually train in the evening, so that was great. I'm feeling it this morning though. Whew. Good. Let's go again. Try to keep the heart rate high, like I always say. So we're at 130 right now. I still want to stay in zone 2. Zone 2 training is where I usually like to keep my heart rate while I'm leaning out, when I'm doing my cardio. So if I could do that within the weight training, this is kind of the idea that I'm trying to have here. Once the heart rate drops and we start to get under zone 2 is when I go again. So I'm trying to always, almost even simulating jiu-jitsu in terms of how your heart rate spikes. You try to recover as quick as possible, spikes. The problem is, and when people start messing up, heart rate spikes and you can't come down, whether it's jiu-jitsu or in here. I thought I would never say me going lighter in weight would have more benefit. Who would have thought that? But here we are. Really focusing on top end squeeze, focusing on that eccentric. Everything that we're actually told we're supposed to be doing when we first start, and we just start veering off. But yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing a noticeable difference. So I do want to focus on, I said right now, the goal and the objective is hypertrophy. Like that is the goal, and still having mobility for jiu-jitsu. But ultimately, yeah, I want to just can I put more muscle on? Literally. Ugh. Ugh. And also, like, I feel this is more challenging for me. You know, it feels new again in a way. I've been going heavy, short sets. Now that we're really focusing on higher volume, the sets are longer, it's more grueling. You're like, damn, okay. It's a little rough. Ugh. I'm still beat up from jiu-jitsu, guys. I'm still beat up from jiu-jitsu. That will wipe you out. And I suggest everybody to go try it. Any dude out there, go do jiu-jitsu. It'll change your mindset. It'll change your life. And that's really what led me on this kind of idea of how I like to showcase and how I operate when I think about fitness and think about working out. It's not just so much just the visual appeal and the aesthetics. No, yes, of course, we want to look good. We want to feel like, yes. You know, visuals are important, extremely important. I'm not overstating that. I'm not, making that an understatement. Hell yeah, it's important. But it's what's going on internally yields what you see externally. Let's go. So that's what really what the streams are about. Yeah, we're in here, we're getting in the workouts, we're putting in work, we're getting crazy. But it's what it helps create internally, what it creates mentally. I'm telling you, being able to have that long view. We gotta go again. One of the greatest things this stuff could have taught me was like, okay, lock the hell in. You literally have to have these blinders freaking on, especially in this day and age. You gotta be on point. You have to be, guys. You have to be. So let's hit another set. I think I wanna go 2 more sets and then we'll move on. Once again, the focus on today's workout is literally range of motion, full squeeze at the top. You know, it's gonna be a boring workout. Today's gonna be a boring workout. That's a good way to put it, because the focus, like I said, is the contraction. The focus is the eccentric. So nothing too crazy. You're not gonna see anything spectacular, but I just really, I'm really focusing on this upper chest, really making sure I am properly doing the exercise. You know, I think a lot of times what happens, we get so bombarded with all the different workouts and the trends and the this and the that and the latest this. And it's cool, you know, I like to see, you know, what's going on. There's a lot of great stuff out there. But a lot of stuff is just making you you're just constantly switching. It's like you see the latest and greatest and it's like, okay, I guess that's what we have to do now. It's not the case, you know. Find what works for you, you know, and then run with it, you know, and fine tune it from there. So I'm curious to see, like, all right, can my old ass really sculpt this body even now? Can I push it? Can I get even more disciplined with my diet? Can I get more disciplined with my workouts? Can I get more disciplined with sticking with this program? That's what this is all about. Let's go again. Oh, man. Of course, at some point, you know, we're gonna hit our dips. And shout out for likes, I appreciate it. If you are in here, please hit the like button. It boosts this channel up. That sounds like a broken record, I know. Yeah, but that's the motive. That's the motive for today and moving forward. I still gotta get the jiu-jitsu video out. Like I said, I'm still doing jiu-jitsu 3 times a week, give or take. You know, usually I'm average like right now, like 2 to 3 times a week with jiu-jitsu. So it definitely went down, but we're still staying consistent with it. So I still wanna make sure I'm able to move, still be able to be mobile. I don't wanna be just like a brick when I'm training. So my training does reflect that still when I'm in here. Ugh. Ridiculous. Crazy. Guys, don't sleep on the hammer. I'm telling you, fundamentals with your workouts, with whatever your goal is. You know, the goal has to reflect it. What I'm telling you, just sticking with it, stick with the course. If you're gonna do bodybuilder style, hybrid, high rocks, whatever it might be that you're doing, guys, just have the long view to see it through. You're disciplined in other areas of your life. Be disciplined with this, with your number one asset, which is your body. You know, I'm just a firm believer in that. If you can make that and make your body an asset, make your discipline an asset. Discipline is an asset. What do you think it will do in other parts of your life, what you're trying to do? I really feel it spills over. It did for me. You know, it gave me order, it gave me structure early on. Understand, I've been training for 20 years. So it gave me those principles early. Did I know that's what it really was and what's turning into? No. No, I didn't know at the time what I'm creating, or me going to the park, you know, years and years ago would transform into something else. No. And even back then, why I was even working out to begin with is completely different than why I work out now, why I train now. You know? But once again, it came from the experience and it came from the, you know, the lessons and screwing up and fixing it and finding solutions. That's where all this came from. You know, so I see how instrumental this thing was. Now I understand why working out is so instrumental. I completely get it now, because it literally, I wouldn't have been able to develop certain traits without this, without doing jiu-jitsu. It was not gonna happen. It was literally not gonna happen. I had to really say to myself, okay, we gotta get this right. And it took, for me, nothing changes until it's severe, until it's like some hard. It's like every time the biggest changes have happened, it came with like something major. It was a major event that set it off, and it's necessary. All right, let's move on. Now I'm thinking I do want to superset this. We're gonna go incline barbell. I want to superset it with our pull-ups. That's where I think I want to go with this one. Guys, I've been on this pull-up tear like crazy. Or we could go into the push-ups. But yeah, I've been going nuts with the calisthenics. Because, you know, that's how I initially started training. I was just going to the park. I was just going to the park doing calisthenics. That was the level of my workouts back in the day. And then once again, it evolved. You know, it had to. All these things had to evolve. That was the only way I was gonna able to get to the next level. It was the only way. That's why my understanding of what these workouts are, I started to really dig deeper. They want you to think it's just the surface level, but go to any mastermind group. You know, when these business owners, they have mastermind groups where they all get together and they have keynote speakers. You know what they're saying in these mastermind groups? Because I've been to some, and I know buddies of mine who've been to these crazy ones where it's like 30,000 to get in and all of this. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, hey, go work out. That's what they're saying in the mastermind groups. Hey, develop discipline. That's what they're saying in these things. They're telling me that. They're literally telling these guys, charging 30. Yeah, true. You're right. No one is telling me to work out. And that's the point. That's the point. These guys don't get it. We could go another plate. We could go another plate. No, I want to go. Let me try a higher rep count. Let's see how long this endurance can kick in. I think I want to go a higher rep count. I stick with the 135 for this one. Go 135, we stick with this and really blast through on the push-ups. As the lower weight is weird. Yeah, let's go 2 plates. I know. I know. Let's go 2 plates. Well, first let's hit these push-ups. Yeah, but I'm on this higher rep count. We got to get the high rep count. We got to stick with the 135s. I'm telling you, it sucks more doing the 135 and keeping that form and the high rep count than going 2 plates. It's ridiculous. And that's coming from someone who only wants to go heavy. But no, I've been playing around with the lower weight. And this is coming from, once again, somebody who is throwing up 315 on this thing. Hold on 1 second, guys. That's coming from someone who 100% likes to lift heavy, putting 315 on there, all of that. But I'm like, nah, let's challenge it differently. Let's start focusing on that muscular endurance. You know, that's a whole other type of strength, especially if you're doing jiu-jitsu. If you have not only cardiovascular endurance, but muscular endurance, it changes everything. So I've been really on this endurance, like I always talk about, having the long view. Yes, I could be strong. Yes, we could push out the weight, no problem. You know, go heavy at 5 count, 4 count, 6 count, but 20 count, 20 plus count, supersetting with body weight. For me, that's way more challenging right now. So I know. Let me shut up. Let's get to it. And with the push-ups, I'm really just trying to focus on the full lockout, but I want to go as fast as possible without killing myself. Oh, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 Heart rate 130. We're right where we need to be. Like I was saying, just trying to keep it zone 2, zone 2, zone 2 with my heart rate. Well, when my heart rate goes down under zone 2, that's when I get back under it. So I'm trying to stay in zone 2 for as long as possible. That's the objective that I kind of have here. So kind of bro science-y, kind of real science behind it, but it gets the job done. Oh. Now we're gonna hit the dips, of course. Probably gonna hit some more push-ups. Definitely gonna smash arms. So, it's 40 minutes. And time just seems to just go. Isn't time going so fast? It's like we're already middle of February. It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. It's the pull-ups that's killing. It's the push-ups that are killing me. That's what's really messing me up here. But what I'm gonna do, try to get a wider grip. I think I'm going straight arm pull downs next. Yeah, I got a torn pec on the bench, unfortunately. Many, many, many years ago. Actually, it was in jiu-jitsu, actually, when it happened. But, yep. And guess what? The show keeps on going. Happened, recovered from it, and was like, look, we're just gonna keep on lifting, you know? It is what it is. I appreciate it. And I don't even really do arms as much like I used to. So all of the work from my compound movements, that's what's really been making my arms grow. Now I do still hit arms. I do arms every day, but it's not like this full-blown arm workout. I don't do that anymore. And they literally are just like this. It got to a point where I'm like, all right, I might have to stop doing arms just a little bit, just so everything else can catch up. Because it got to a point where these arms just look like, they almost look disproportionate now, but before it was even worse. But for 230 pounds, it's not bad. For 230, it's not bad. All right, guys, we got 29 people in here, and there's only 6 likes. Come on, let's hit the like button. We can't only have the 6 likes. We got 26 people in here. Let's get it, come on. But that's been the story, the theme of this whole story. We just have to keep on going. That's literally just been the theme. We just have to keep on going. And it's, whether it's in here, whatever life situations you got going on. I know that sounds cliche sometimes, but it's just the God honest truth. And some people don't want to admit it, they don't want to accept it. Look, you got to keep going. Yeah, it sucks. Things suck, I get it. You know, I get it, things suck. Could be better, why this, why that? Well, you know what it is? It is you. It did happen to you. So now what? It did happen to you. So now what? What are you gonna do about it? And I think when you realize that, you realize it's up to you to figure it out, to make something happen. Or I hope you do. Or I hope you do. I want you to. Someone in here is going to probably say, oh, I thought this was for back. Yes, it is, definitely. But it's almost similar to if you're doing a row or a dumbbell pullover a row. If you're doing dumbbell pullovers, it's the same concept when you think about it. When you get to that top end on a pullover, it's chest contraction. When you get to the top end here, which is the bottom, what is it? It's chest contraction. And that's all I'm looking for. And it's just a good all around for me. I just like the way it takes my heart rate up. It just feels good. I'm able to get a different kind of squeeze. I just like it. Tina, am I butchering it? Tinamon? Appreciate that. Wayne in the building. We got 12 likes. I appreciate everyone who hit the like button. That significantly helps this thing. So I appreciate you guys. But yes, but get in the gym. Get disciplined with this. You know, don't worry about trying to put on this muscle. That's gonna come by default if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. The goal of this is to build, or really develop a callous mind so you can push through all of this hard crap. That's what this is about. I'm not solely motivated on how big I can get my lats are. It's more than that. I'm trying to use this thing as a secret weapon. So now when I go into any room, there's a certain level of confidence I had because I know the work I've been putting in, year in, day out. Ugh. Because what I hear when people send me a message, they hit me on the DMs. If you want to reach out, IG, Swole and Funded. But what they're telling me is, look, I need this discipline. Over 20 years. So 22, I think now it's been. And then I've been doing jujitsu for 13 years. But as far as like lifting weights, yeah, it's been over 20 years. You know, just I was like, man, if there's one thing I gotta keep, one thing like I have to just maintain this thing, it was the workout. Because I understood, like, okay, if I can just keep this and keep building this thing of just showing up, there has to be some benefit to this. And that's really what I did. You know, then I start to realize how important it is. I start to realize, wow, this is difficult for a lot of people. I start to realize, hey, I could benefit and utilize this in other areas. I realized how much I needed structure and discipline. All those things were necessary. You know, so, and when I'm speaking about these things, this is solely from my perspective. I'm never gonna say, hey, you need to do this. Fresh, what's going on? I will say, hey, I feel if you're trying to get to this particular level, this particular goal, this is what I did. This is what helped me. Because I'm still on this journey too. You see, it doesn't stop because I reached whatever certain pinnacle. That means that's irrelevant. Because there's always another pinnacle. There's always somewhere else you can go. There's always somewhere you can refine. And there's always somewhere or somebody that you can help. So it's never a time to, hey, let's ease up off the gas here. It doesn't work. I don't know about you. Say it again, brother.
Do you compete?
I don't compete. No.
Really?
No, sorry, I don't.
What's your motivation?
Life.
Keep it up.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, so that's what, you know, what keeps me motivated. Like, you know, we heard the dude over here. It's like, it's nothing external. It's all internal. Like, I know what this can do. I know what this does. I know what has happened that I have not broken my promise to let this go. I know what it has done for me in my life, how it changed my life. Not just to say, oh, I'm big. You know, it's like, no, it's what it can do. What it can do from a mental perspective, spiritual perspective, emotional perspective. Let's keep it going, guys. I'll show you guys what I see. I do want to touch dumbbells just a little bit. I do want to touch the dumbbells just a little bit. Just a little bit. I really need to get that top end squeeze a little bit more. That's been the real objective. That's been the real objective moving forward with my incline work. Let's get this top end just making sure we are squeezing at the top. So that's why it's a little bit boring on this workout. We got to fine tune. We got to do some R&Ding. You know, let's just try some different things. Let's make sure, you know, we're getting the best benefit from this workout. So let me get some dumbbells. Poland in the building. I do want to go slightly heavier on this, since I won't be supersetting this. I do want to go heavier. I'll take it. I'll take it. Usually, yeah, I would go with a lower incline, but I don't know, let's play with this angle. Let's play with this angle today. Maybe we'll drop it. Yeah, I think we'll drop it. We'll keep the weight though. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Let me move this back a little bit. See, and if you drop it too much, then it's like, you just gotta make what you gotta do. This is why I do like to do so many pull-ups and push-ups, to really just make sure I'm getting that contraction that I don't think I'm always getting when I'm doing my dumbbell work. I had to really check the form. It's like, man, I could be squeezing way more at the top. Obviously, that's why I'm going lighter. Yeah, that felt better. Is bulking worth it? Yes, for sure. But I don't mean like I'm just eating absolutely everything in sight, not taking any accountability. No, nothing like that. But yes, if you're trying to put on size, you're going to have to eat a very caloric dense diet. And yes, you're probably gonna put not probably, you will be putting fat on, and it's a part of it. It's just your responsibility to know, like, okay, when it's time to cut, when it's time to diet, let's diet. Also, you're not just smashing food for the sake of it, you're actually having a clean bulk. Still enjoy yourself, but you gotta be accountable, so. That's kind of my take on it. But yeah, after I kind of hit my little lean goal that I'm working on, yeah, I'll go. Yeah, so my contraction at the top. So I've been really focusing on this volume and really going back to the basics and focusing on the contraction, checking the eccentric. I've been doing like what we're supposed to be doing when we first get started, how we're supposed to be training, and we stop. So I've just been focusing on that. But yeah, really making sure, are we contracting? Am I making the chest or whatever group of muscles do the work? Or am I relying on momentum? Am I just relying on explosivity? So, and it's been making a hell of a difference. It's really been making a difference in the training. And that's coming from someone who likes to go stupid heavy and let's just lift the gym. I was like, okay, there's something to this high rep thing. And yeah, so I want to challenge myself and just see like, hey, let's just focus on hypertrophy. Let's just see if I can put, how much muscle can I squeeze out of this old ass body using this particular program. So I don't know, let's see. Oh. Whoa. Let's go one more set. Let's go one more set, guys. How about that? $42 people in the building. Let's get the likes up. We're making waves. We're making our strides. Let's go again. Heart rate is 120. You see that? And that's how I'm gauging my breaks, by the way. I'm just trying to stay in like a zone 2 training. Appreciate it. You know what? I think, you know what? We're gonna hit one more set, then we're gonna do arms. Let's smash some biceps and tries. Why not? That could lead me. We can start with the dips and then probably get right into it. And to your point, I have a tendency to do that as well with my push-ups. Because when we're doing push-ups, we're just trying to blast them through. And I was like, okay. And I still do that. But I'm like, okay, let's slow down. Let's get real contraction on these push-ups. You'll be surprised how that feels. It's a dramatic difference that you're getting. Like, it's a crazy difference. All right. So this dude is just like right here. So I'm gonna just put these dumbbells. Dude is like grilling me over here and like blocking me. So we're gonna just put the dumbbells there. Yeah, I used to do partials too. And once again, I'm not partial to doing partials, but I'm like, you know what? I just wanna focus on that range of motion and squeezing it out. I don't even wanna focus on doing the partials. But the partials feel like crazy. But the partials are crazy too, though. All right, I need some to do my press downs. Well, we could go into biceps first. We could just go into biceps first, could we? We could just get right into our biceps, could we? Man, 6 to 8 reps for putting on size. You know, that's so interesting. Actually, no, we're gonna go over here, guys. Well, this is just LA Fitness. And yeah, 6 to 8 can yield benefits. It's yield benefits for me. But also, what has yielded benefits has been the higher rep. You know, so that's been a thing. So I would say, technically, yes, that 8 to 10 range is usually the sweet spot. That is for sure. That is the sweet spot. We're getting enough time to where blood is getting to the muscle, so you're having growth, but then it's heavy enough to where you can have muscular adaptation, so you get stronger. So, but you have to find it. The tries are activated. The tries are activated 24/7 no matter what. Fortunately, unfortunately, you know. Yeah, and I was doing 5x5s. You know what I mean? So I was doing 5x5. What's up, brother? How you doing? You're good. And I was doing 5x5s as well, right? So it's like, once again, there's benefit in all of it. I was doing 5x5s, and I was seeing growth from that. You know, but okay, one thing I will suggest though, just chart what you're doing. You know, since I shoot content, I do videos, I kind of have like a reference point that I go back to, I kind of see, and I do a little, I'll put in the notes, like what are the numbers, you know, like I chart my macros and stuff like that, just so at least you have something to base your decisions off of. You have, at least you have a foundation. You don't have to be anal about it, and it doesn't have to be to the gram, but just create some baselines so you know when I'm trying this, I was seeing that. When I was trying that, I was getting this. What's up, champion? How you doing? So just look at it like that. All right, let's hit a set. That's too heavy. They can keep, I want everyone to see this arm sweat. This is the pheromones. .230 and 5'8". Ready again? We got how many, like 20 likes? I appreciate it. I'll take it. Thank you guys for the 20 likes. Maybe we can get to 30 before we get out of here. Maybe. Man. Steven, I'm representing for the short kings across the world. I'm 5'8". I'm repping for all the short kings across the land. This is the 5'8" crew. My favorite chest exercise, it's gonna, people will not agree with it, but it's actually dips. Shout out to the short kings out there, Fresh Supreme. Someone got to represent for us. Tom Cruise can't do it. It can't be just Tom Cruise. We need more representation than Tom Cruise. Oof. 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 You know what, dips got pushed down because there's so many other different exercises, and you're on your head doing backflips and upside down push-ups that, you know, the fundamentals like dips have been like shunned upon. You know, people treat dips like a warm-up instead of treating dips like, no, this is a true exercise. This is a true muscle building exercise, or a true exercise to help you get lean or whatever. Well, I'm a firm believer with triceps, just like I treated like legs. It needs volume because you use them every day. Also, yes, triceps is the biggest part of your arm, but it's a small muscle group. So you don't need much weight to actually stimulate it. The problem is people don't have proper form, so they engage other muscle groups instead of really trying to activate the tricep. Exactly, Jay. You've been following Mike Metzer. And we're about to hit those dips. Ugh. Let's hit these dips, shall we? You guys inspired me. This is a good crew today. You see, I just like the positive energy, guys. I'm just appreciating this positive energy right now. That's what this is all about. Let me shorten this thing. Man, it's gonna go back to that contraction. I'm telling you, the contraction is going to be the key when it comes to the bench. So even on the incline, you have to really find your adequate position, I feel, even before you start. You know, there's a certain arm position, there's a certain hand position, there's a certain degree that your body should be sloped on the bench. You have to find all those things even before you get started. Because if you don't, it's gonna completely take you out of your freaking out of your strength zone. So find it. You know, so you gotta find it. All right, let's hit these dips now. You know, but chest, it needs contraction. You know, chest needs contraction. And I know for me, when I was doing a lot of incline, you know, back in the day, if I have the barbell, I'm not getting that good contraction at the top. I had to really start to find like the proper zone. And it took a little while. And once I found it, but I wasn't getting a good contraction. Was I strong on the bench? Yeah. That's why people have this, you know, there's a discussion about is the flat bench truly a muscle building exercise? Of course I believe it, but it's all on how you're benching. Stay hard, bro. I appreciate you coming in the chat. You know, people think, hey, flat bench isn't like real truly muscle building because it's how you're benching. So you just got to take it like that. Yeah. So let's stay on this for at least 5 sets, 6 sets. We'll make it happen. Yeah, I had a tech pair here, unfortunately. A pec tear. Yeah, unfortunately. But the show must go on. Happened in jiu-jitsu too. But interesting enough, it's been growing back, which is really, I did PRP in this pec. I did PRP in my shoulder. So I did all those things to start to speed up the recovery process. And yeah, tissue has been developing. It's not completely torn off. So some of the connective tissue can potentially connect again. So I'm looking into stem cells next. So, but the thing is just find you gotta just find your way. I like training and pulling from everything. Yeah, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 13 years. That's really where a lot of the passion I put into, like when I was just like, man, I love doing jiu-jitsu, or I love doing this thing. Yes, jiu-jitsu. I love weight training. I love putting the work in here, but I really enjoy how hard jiu-jitsu is. Jiu-jitsu is freaking hard. We're gonna keep these dips going. One thing that I'm grateful for, I never stop doing my dips. So even now at 2:30, I'm fairly able to do dips, a good amount. Yeah, so I actually do cardio. I have to do cardio, especially for jiu-jitsu. I got to do a little. So I actually still run. My big ass still runs, indoor. And I got to have my little running shoes. But running, I was just 2-3 miles. The Stairmaster is usually about 30 minutes. And then I'll just do, a slow and steady walk uphill, 3-degree incline, and then like a 3:0 walking speed. So, but yeah, and then jiu-jitsu does count as cardio, but I don't count jiu-jitsu as cardio. Jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu, so I don't count that towards my cardio. But I mean, jiu-jitsu is 3 days a week, so you can only imagine, the cardio with that. Let's go again. Ugh. Mark, what's good? Jay, have a good one. The cardio is necessary, guys. I tell anyone, make sure you're doing your cardio. It's key. It's key, it's key, it's key. I'll tell anyone, I'd rather sacrifice some strength and have good cardio than the other way around. It's necessary. So do your cardio. Even if you are bulking, do your cardio. I'm trying to get them bigger. These legs got to get bigger. So I appreciate it. No, I do jujitsu. That's where the cauliflower ears come from. Yeah, I started jujitsu in my 20s, and well, like 28, 29, and then just kept on going. Yeah, it's been 13 years now. So I got my black belt back in 2022, and just been training ever since. Sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, appreciate it. So yeah, that's where the drive also comes from, is that jujitsu. You know, I have no clue what my arm size is. Guys, I used to do the measurements, and is it 21s, is it 22s? I used to do all of that. I don't even freaking know. Guys, I don't know. Guys, I don't know. More dips, guys. We got more dips on the way. We got 38 people in the building, 23 likes. I know we can get up to 30 likes. I know we can get up to 30. And also, make sure you hit, I'm gonna sound like a YouTuber, but we have to do it. We have to do it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. All of that. Oh, short king over here, 5'8". Looking good, looking good. We representing the short kings over here, guys. It's 5'8" over here. Tom Cruise can't do it by himself. You know, that was funny. I can't even lie. Yeah, at least the short kings in the gym. I'm way more jacked than the tall kings. I'll take it. Yo, I like that. That was good. That was funny. And true. And true. But yeah, 5'8", 230. I was like, okay. I was like, damn. Oh, so I'm not getting any taller? Oh, damn, all right. I guess we gotta get wider then. That was the idea. Yeah, I don't know why I became trans. I don't know. Who knows? Guys, let's go one more set. We got to go one more set. Fresh Supreme, what type of ab workout do I do? We're gonna do it later. Very fundamental. Primarily I do just hanging leg raises, and I'll just stay on that for a while. But nothing too spectacular. Sit-ups. That's really it. That's really it. Focus on lower back and trunk when I'm on my back days. But yeah, it's just, I have been doing weighted crunches, with weighted cable crunches. I have been doing that because I honestly want to get those huge, like block abs through the shirt abs. That's what I want. I know some people don't like that, and that's a turnoff for them. Like me, I want to look like a freak. So everything that people like, oh, I don't want, that's too much, this, that. I want all of that. I want to look disgusting to some people. So I want to have those big ass blocky abs that come through the shirt. Ugh. Ugh. So that's the objective for me. Man, so guys, I think I want to go right into, I want to hit a little bit of the biceps before we get out of here. Yeah. I want to hit some biceps, and then we're going to hit these abs. That's the goal. And yeah, see what else. But yeah, I am not trying to appeal to a lot of people with this look. Like, because I'm not, this isn't the product. You know, for me is, I want to show you guys, this is a product of somebody who's embodies discipline. I want to embody what's up, brother? I want to embody the look. Like, okay, I don't want to look like this guy. That's what I'm going for. This is only a few will appreciate it. And I'm fine with that. You know? Once again, the look is the look. Look however you want to look. For me is, guys, this is what happens when you just don't stop with whatever it is that you are trying to focus on. And that's kind of the motive that I want to have on this channel. It's not just the gym, it's not just getting in here. Yes, let's get swole, let's get jacked. Let's have a certain presence, but there's more to it. Does that make sense? General, how you doing? Good seeing you, yeah. You know, so that's kind of my idea with that. You know, just having that, I'm telling you, when you walk out of here, you know how good you feel when you walk out of here. You know how good you feel when you walk out of jiu-jitsu? Guys, when you go from having a crazy jiu-jitsu session, and like I teach on Saturdays, when you have a crazy jiu-jitsu session and you walk out of there, you know how crazy and how good you feel? Hold on. Jake, I appreciate it. This is what a midlife crisis looks like. Let's just do singles. Let's warm up these old man joints. I ideally would like to go a little lighter. Remember, I used to be curling freaking 60s and all this and that. It's like 70-pound curls. Like, it's not. A defense and offense type of art. Google it. Google what jiu-jitsu is and come back to me. And come back in the chat. Not come back to me, that sounds crazy. But come back in the stream. Jiu-jitsu is one of the best things I could have started. Yeah, guys, I'm going to drop it down to, let's go down to 30. Sorry. At least 30. let's go down to 30s and get some actual reps, some clean reps in. Let's stop playing, guys. Oh. All right, this was good today. I like this. Still not done, but I like this. This was good. Shout out to all the short kings that were watching today. I got you guys. I got you. Shout out to everybody who wants to do better today. Shout out to everybody who wants to do better today. Shout out all the dudes out there who want to do better today. Come on. This is it, you know, everybody. Right? Everybody, let's elevate. Everybody. If you're tuning into the stream, that means you want to elevate. Simple as that. Where do you want to elevate at? You know, where do you want to elevate at? That's a real question. Oof. Let me just adjust this guy here. There we go. Arms already pumped. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Arms already pumped. One set. Like, it just does not make any sense. But we're gonna keep going. We're here for it. Let's go. We are here for it. I can't explain it. John in the building. How you? I'm trying. This old man is just trying. Not quite where I want to be, but I appreciate it. Ugh. Bro, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Still pushing. Still pushing. I legit had to make this a lifestyle. That was the only way. I had to legit make this into a lifestyle. Oh, and with saying, and why I say that, because it comes with so much freaking sacrifice. You know, you're not going out. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You know, I don't. You know what's so interesting? I don't think my arms are actually that big. And I'm not even being funny either. I'm really not being funny. It's only when like you guys mention it or like someone mentions it in here, it's like I'm like, oh really? But I honestly don't see it. I mean, I know they're not like an average size. Like, I know that, but I'm just saying. Let's go again. I can't wait till I can just soak soon. I need a vacation, not so I can be completely away from working out, but I just want to like soak in a tub for like 30 minutes. I really just want to soak in the tub. Ooh. Imagine working out in the supermarket is nuts. Imagine I was though. Imagine imagine I'm just getting it in next to the meat. Imagine just getting it in the meat section, in the freezer section. But now we're at LA Fitness. This is gonna. I like the reverse curls. I know a lot of people hate the reverse curls on cables, but I tend to do it often. And I don't know, let's see. Let's see how it feels. But it's already ridiculously pumped to begin with. Like I can barely like this is all I got. Ugh. Yo, crazy. Never use the chest expander. Let's go at it again. Oh, so helps me get these forearms in too, which I've been super lagging on. Super lagging on the. Oh, let's go at it again. Come on. And you don't have to go heavy on this at all. Like you just need enough to stimulate the muscle. Like you don't need a lot of weight. Very minimum amount of weight for this. So, but I'm gonna actually drop it. Ugh. It's good, simple, to the point. Shall we go another one? Let's go another one. We're gonna go another one. We're gonna go again, guys. 26 likes, I appreciate it. Whoever hit that like button, thank you guys. I don't know, I'm trying to get to 3,000 subs by the end of the month. Maybe not, we'll see. Dude.
You need this?
Nope, I don't, yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll get to 3,000, maybe not, but we're gonna keep on pushing it, so let's see. But the goal is, I have no idea how big my biceps are. I stopped measuring, I stopped doing how many, is it 21s, 20s? I legitimately have no idea. Like I promise you, I have no clue. I think I do want to finish up on some reverse press downs. I'm thinking, we gotta hit these triceps a little bit more. And I still have to do abs, so we still gotta knock that out. So I probably won't bore you with the abs though. You guys have seen that enough. But that's the goal. Yeah, I'm getting fatigued. It's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. This is where an old man needs a nap right here. This is where. Oh, this is the LA Fitness. Nothing special. I'm getting ready to sign up to Crunch, to be honest with you though. I think Crunch is necessary. And then also, I just realized they just opened up Crunch gyms in Vegas, and I do go out there, not often, but I do go out there. And the one problem I have with Vegas, the access to gyms. So to have a Crunch out there, and the Crunch is gonna be 24 hours. The Crunch is 24 hours, so that's a win-win. Ugh. Unfortunately, these workouts are 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Sometimes, depending on the schedule, depending on work, what's going on, it'll be 3. If I'm doing a longer session of cardio, yeah, that 2.5, 3. But usually like 2 hours, I get everything in. Still a long time though. It's a long time, but it's not a long time. I don't know. 2 hours in the grand scheme of your whole day isn't that long to me. So I really don't see it like that. But if you just look at it like, man, you're working out for 2 hours. Yeah, but if it's a lifestyle, this is what you're truly focusing on. 2 hours out of the whole day, it's not that bad. In my opinion. Some people, they think I'm absolutely ridiculous. They're like, I could never. Well, once again, where's your priorities? It's just like where your priorities are at. Just like, I don't mind spending, a ton of money on camera tech and cameras and lenses. I don't mind. Some people would look at me like, bro, all I need is iPhone. Once again, it's where your priorities are at. Health is, and health can help you build wealth, and health can get you some money. You know, that's another thing. Like, look, having the look, having the physique, you know how much it has helped me in my business? I work in real estate investments and I have a video business as well. You know how much it helps me with that? With getting clients, you know, talking to other business owners. I talk to other business owners and they're like, look, the presentation and the look means everything. I know a guy right now, he owns a super successful plumbing company. He's doing $1 million plus, you know, per year. And he's like, look, he does, when he's talking to other vendors, he does look and see how strong their discipline is via their appearance. It makes a difference, guys. It makes a significant difference. I don't want to get on the whole body game thing, but you know, Mario, literally, yes, and I don't care. People don't want to accept that. It is a 100% fact. From my experience, other people I've seen experience it. It changes the game when you become the asset. It changes everything. If you want to talk about body game, you want to talk about this, however you want to word it. When you come with a fit, in shape, and it doesn't have to be like me or like you're getting ready to step on stage. Let's make sure we preface that. It means you're coming at the best version of yourself. It speaks volumes. Other business owners have told me, it's like, hey, when I saw you, you're already showing me your discipline. You're already telling me like, hey, you don't mind putting in work. All that matters when you're trying to negotiate, do a deal, whatever, build your business, build your brand. That trust level matters. You know, if I see somebody who's in shape, I'm going to give them just a little bit more, you know, grace. I'm going to give them more attention, more focus on what they're doing, you know, from a business perspective because of it. Because they're telling me they're disciplined. They're telling me they have long view. Because I know what it takes to get to that look. I mean, as we've seen all the videos about body game and this and that, right? So we know what it can do in relationships and yes, right? But I want to hear more about what it can do for you in business, what it can do for you in other parts of your life. You know, getting in shape or getting in the best version of yourself. When I say body game, getting in shape, it just means you're capable. It just means it's non-negotiable. For these 2 hours, whether it's in the morning, midday, or evening, these 2 hours, I don't care where I'm in the world, I don't care what's going on, these 2 hours are mine. And I'm going to choose to lift and be the best version of myself. So when people say, oh, time is limited, time is this, time is that, everybody has time to work out. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody has time to work out. It's a question of, do you want to? Don't shit on somebody else because they want to put that work in. They're making the sacrifice. Everybody has an hour and a half out of your day to work out. It's where your priorities are at. I don't care. Make it easier on yourself. Pack the bag the night before, put it in the trunk, find the gym that's either closer to your job or closer to your work. And do you need to go before work, after work, whatever you need to do. Maybe you need a 24-hour gym. Just make it easier on yourself instead of making the excuse. Just make it easier to get it done. I know I have to get up super early because my days can be chaotic and sometimes I don't know how the schedule is going to be. So I get up early, I get this out the way, so I know this is done. And then, okay, the day goes on, hey, all right, we're going to train again, or maybe we can't train again. But I know I got the one out of the way. I make it easy on myself. And I also know, hey, if I have to get up early, guess what? I'm going to make it easy on myself. I'm not going to go to bed late. I'm going to go to bed on time. Make it easy on myself. So when this alarm goes off at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever the time is, it's like I'm not throwing the clock across the room. Make it easy on yourself. Stop making it easy to make the excuse to not do it. Get it done. Ugh. Man, this sucks. Guys, let's get one more in. Let's get one more set in. Why not? Why not? Why not? I appreciate you guys hanging out today. We got in a good work. We got some good work in. We got some good work in today. And I love training arms. I don't care. I don't care how exaggerated they're getting. I still love training arms. I tried taking a break from them, but I can't. We have to do arms. What are we talking about? All right, let's move on. Hey, we hit our goal, 31 likes. Thank you guys. See, I don't know. I didn't even notice that. I appreciate it. So you guys do listen to me a little bit. So you guys do rock with me a little bit. All right, you're just not leaving me out there to dry. Okay. I was getting a little worried, guys. I'm like, you guys don't have love for me. I don't know what's going on here. I'm getting lean when I tuck the shirt in the pants. That's how you know I'm getting leaner. When I have to show that, when I start tucking the shirt in. Crazy, ridiculous. So yeah, should we just hit these abs? Should we hit these abs? We should just hit these abs. And it's nothing pretty. I'm gonna do it from my elbows, just hanging from the elbows. Just rep it out. Let's get 15s. And we'll call it, maybe call it a day. I hope so. Well, guys, I really do suggest, you know, go beyond just I'm getting in shape or I'm working out just to get jacked. Yes, yes, yes. That is a byproduct of it, and that is a superpower. But what you can build internally, you know, I know a lot of successful like business owners and investors, like super successful, million dollar businesses. All of them, the majority of them, they're like, look, I can be as disciplined as I need to be in the business, but when it comes to being disciplined, like with myself or their body, they can't do it. It's tough. So imagine if you can instill that, what can happen? Imagine if you can instill that discipline into you and take it into whatever endeavors you want. What do you think can happen? And this is why I'm on here, not so you guys who just see me lifting and this and me. It's like I'm showing like what has this type of discipline, what it has done for me. It's not me. I'm not the star of this. It's what discipline has done to get me into whatever this is, whatever I look like. It's me being disciplined in all those different arenas. That is the purpose of me showing this stuff. That is the purpose. That's what I want to create in this community. I want to create individuals who are embodying that real discipline. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want from you guys. Those who really want to build up themselves and build their discipline. This isn't a beginner, hey, 3 tips for a better push-up. It has nothing to do with that. You guys know how to do push-ups. Let's go to the next level. I've been working out for over 20 years. Ugh. Dying over here. But yeah, it's been 20 years and still going. No thought of stopping. You got to keep going with this. You don't want to stop. Old man, we got to represent for them. I got to represent for the old dudes out here. It doesn't stop because we get old. Ah. And if you are interested, we are going to go do a shameless plug. If you are interested in one-on-ones, shoot me a message on IG. Best way to reach me. Same name as the channel. Any questions, definitely reach out. And let's get it. Ah. Appreciate it. What are you working on at the gym today? It happens every day. So when it comes to like taking breaks and days off, I'm probably the worst person to talk to about that. Yeah, it's really not a lot of breaks over here. I really don't follow the 1-2 set methodology. You know, I'm sure, and I know it does have its benefits, but I'm volume. I love to train. It's not even like, well, training sucks. I don't necessarily love to train. I love the results on the other end of the training. So I want to hit one more. I just want to get a little pump before we get out of here. I just want to finish up just a little bit. I'm just on a quick pec deck, and we're gonna get out of here. But I won't bore you guys with that one. You guys won't have to see that one. I won't bore you guys. So we'll end it here. Guys, this is what we got to do. This is what it takes. I don't know. You know, this isn't anything special. You know, I'm showing up every day so you guys see what I'm doing to show you guys, like, look, regardless of the macros, what I take, what I this, what I that, you know, you got to still come. You still have to show up regardless. And that's what all this is really about. You know, showing up. Italy in the building. Man, these arms got me in trouble. But yeah, but with arms, nothing even special with arms. It's honestly fundamental press downs and curls, and just try to have a variety as much as possible. The only thing that really changes often would be the rep range. You know, now I'm into a lot of volume, a ton of reps. You know, I'm really into the high rep count now. So that's been my thing lately. But other than that, the exercises are really the exercise I've been doing 20 years ago. It's just I just do the fundamental stuff, and that's what's been helping for the most part. So, you know, something to keep in mind. You know, I do love all the crazy modern stuff going on, but at the end of the day, the fundamentals has really, the fundamentals is really what's been the saving grace. So, you know, take it how you want to take it, but take it how you want to take it. But yeah, the fun. I need to save you with my phone. Just, you know, just get the fundamentals. Minimum 2, yes. Minimum 2, yes. Minimum 2, yes. Minimum. You know. Actually, I'll go over here. We'll have a little Q&A. Hey, I appreciate that sub. I appreciate the sub. Guys, hit that sub. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Come on. I'm trying to build community here. But to answer, who was that? Arthur? Yeah, it's at minimum twice a week. I'm going to hit each muscle group, sometimes 3, because a lot of times I'm doing 2-a-days also. I know, absolutely ridiculous. So I'm training before and after work or between a meeting. I'm always going to find a gap to get the training in, so whether it's lunch breaks, whether it's freaking, like I said, getting up early, or it's after work, or it might be just a free day and there's nothing really going on work related, then I can just get it in from there. So, so with that, when you add that on, now it's like, yeah, you're hitting the muscle groups 4 times a week in some cases. But, once again, it all depends. So today, for example, yesterday, for example, I'll give you a perfect scenario of what it was. So yesterday was morning workouts, and then the evening was jiu-jitsu. Australia in the building. Today, for example, we just knocked out, some good chest, hit the arms. I'm going to come back later on this evening and more than likely do the same workout over, and then just add my cardio, some more cardio at the end. So just once again, just kind of playing with that. So I would tend to, some people would maybe want to do a different muscle group, and I do that as well, that's fine. But I've been just trying to just do the same muscle group again and just punish it. So that's been kind of the idea, I've been going for. So, and seeing what sticks, seeing what's working a little bit better for certain clients of mine. But it all depends on the goal also. Since I do jiu-jitsu, I still want to make sure, I'm making sure the workouts or my jiu-jitsu benefits from the workouts. I am contouring some of the training for jiu-jitsu. So a lot of times I'm focused on more muscular endurance, not just cardiovascular endurance, because I'm in certain positions in jiu-jitsu where it requires you to stay in a static position for a long period of time. So you want to have that endurance, muscular endurance, to sustain it. Of course, cardio, we already know how essential cardio is, so we got to have that. I could just have a seat. I'm over here, my back is like hurting, and I could just sit down. There we go. Now we can talk. So then, so I do cardio even when I'm bulking. When I'm bulking, I'm still doing cardio. Does that make sense? Right? Does that make sense? So because the cardio, you have to, at the end of the day, the heart health, we see what's going on. People are dropping it out, left and right. The heart health is important. I have to make sure I stay on top of that. Trust me, I know. So yeah, when I'm bulking, you're still doing cardio. When I'm leaning, obviously we do a ton of cardio. So you have to take in consideration all those things. And once you kind of put it all together, then this is what you get. So I don't teach children, and when you say children, like teenagers, are we talking about that, or but I prefer, there has to be a certain, we got to start at a certain age now. Because I see these young kids in here, and I'm like, okay, I remember what I was thinking when I was 19, 20, many, many moons ago. Yes, one word. Then yes, I do. You can shoot me a message on my IG. I remember when I was, 18, 19, starting to work out. And I remember how it was so important and it was like so crucial I started at that age, because I was already developing the discipline then. It really saved my life. I didn't know it at the time, because just working out was just a fun thing to do, after school or hanging out or whatever. But I'm so glad I was developing those principles then. And then I just never left it. I'm 42 right now, right? And I started working out, like I said, it has been longer than 22 years, 23 years. Yeah, but like 17 going to the park, 18 going to the park, then getting a YMCA membership, that, walking back and forth, didn't have a car, I don't talk about anything like that on here. And you know why I don't talk about that? You know how crazy YouTube is on flagging streams for anything that disrupts their violation chart or whatever? you know how many times my stream, where somebody just even mentioning certain things in the chat, my stream gets freaking flagged? Like, it's super frustrating. You know, and it's like, I have to like, I don't want to make this thing PG-13. No, it's all you. Yeah. I don't want to make this PG-13, but it's like, I do have to be cautious on how or what I'm saying on here, because for whatever reason, I think either people have it out for me, but my streams have gotten flagged so many times. My videos get flagged. I don't even talk about anything. That's why now we're getting into it. I'm done with my workout, so I could sit. Yeah. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Look, I was doing travel content like years ago and really focusing on the travel content, which I do want to ask you guys something. But let me just tell my story, then I want to ask a question. But yeah, I was doing travel content and I was really like making it a thing. Like really putting the time, putting the money into it. And it was the most like PG, G-rated travel content, period. I'm getting flagged. I'm getting flagged. It got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Screw it, I'm done. And I stopped doing the content. Now, in hindsight, I wish I did not, because the views were going crazy. But it was just so kind of frustrating. Like, man, I'm just trying to show like what's out here, what's possible. Appreciate that, I know, Lolak. I know I'm butchering the name, but shout out from Poland. I thank you, appreciate it. But I was like, man, if it's gonna be all like this, forget it. Like, I don't even want to be bothered doing this content. And I stopped. Okay, nice. But what I wanted to ask, like, I wanted to revamp the training, well, not the training, the travel content again, but just have it from a different perspective of, okay, this is somebody who doesn't do the bars, doesn't do the clubs, you know, doesn't drink, but I want to show you guys just like different fitness and active lifestyle things to do in different countries. So I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that. You know, I'm kind of taking a poll right now to see would that even be content you guys would be interested in seeing, where it's like, I don't know, we're in the Bahamas. I don't know, I'm just kidding, I'm just throwing anything out there. We're in the Bahamas and it's like, here's the gyms, here's the hikes, or here's the food spots that you can look at where you can eat the local food but don't feel like you're killing your diet. I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing here. So I've been thinking about that, where maybe that could be a thing, but I don't know. You know, I have to see. So I'm kind of taking a poll, and both. I train on an empty stomach, but I wouldn't, you know, I believe in fasting, but I would suggest anybody eat a little something. You can have a little eggs and have it before and after, for sure. So I'm thinking about doing we got 35 likes. I appreciate you guys for hitting the like button. Thank you. We hit our goal. But I'm thinking about doing some content like that, you know, showing the gyms from not just around like, you know, nationally or locally, but yeah, let me show you guys what the gyms look like overseas and this and that. You know, show you guys what you can do if you don't want to drink, if you don't want to do the bars and the clubs and this, but you want to just really continue your journey, but still have fun, like you're still away. I want to show that. Because if you look at any content involving travel, what's one thing that you don't see on it is anything fitness related, anything, you know, health, wealth related, anything like that. I don't believe in the best method. There's multiple methods, but you just got to make sure you're eating. So I'm thinking about doing that. So I don't know, because I don't see that type of content when I'm looking at like travel videos. It's like, yeah, I get the information on the hotels, I get the information on all of that, but I want to see, you know, yeah, what are the other food spots that maybe are health friendly? I don't know, but it has to be more than, okay, if you travel, you only party, you only club, you only do this, you only do that. And the health and the wealth and like the spas and things like that, that's just kind of like, you know, a second idea, secondary. And it should be like that, because there's tons of people who don't do those things, but they still want to have a good time. So I'm working on something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But We hit 2 hours today. Let's get out of here, guys. I appreciate you. We got more on the way. Hit that subscribe button. Share this thing.